Hey, fellow camels. Thank you for letting me connect with you via video. My name is Nolan Perry. I am a double Campbell grad. I graduated in 2013 from the business school with a degree in trust and wealth management, and from the law school in 2016. I started my own firm right out of law school, and I practiced real estate law in Fuquay-Varina, North Carolina, just south of Raleigh and about 20 minutes down the road from Bowie's Creek. I wanted to share with you my 11 steps to networking to help you be a successful alumni of Campbell University. So the first one is to network when you can. Networking is an ebb and flow. It's not something you can do all the time. Don't feel like a failure if you miss a networking event, can't make it to it. We can't make it to all of them. There's just too many. But eventually you're going to be really busy with work and with life, and things come ahead of networking sometimes. You'll see that once you're working, or if you are working, you'll see that some months are busier than others. And you'll know, hey, when I'm slower, I need to network. So when you have free time, get out and network. It'll keep you busy in the busy months, but you definitely want to use that slow time to build your connections and your brand. So tip number one is network when you can. Tip number two is to consider who your target is. Really take the time to figure out what your networking goal is at that moment in time, and know that your networking goal can change from week to week, day to day, year to year. Are you looking for a mentor? Are you looking for a job? Are you looking for a client? And just know if you're, for instance, if you're finding a mentor, you need to find an industry-specific event versus a mass gathering type event or a young professionals event. But just don't think just because your event isn't directly connected to your goal that it's not worthwhile. A young professional event may be great for finding a mentor if you're looking for a peer mentor, or you may have a friend that has already engaged with a mentor and you can share the mentor. At the end of the day, you really need to sit down and take time to analyze what you're seeking, what your goal is, and what are your options to achieve that goal, and what's the best way to use your time to find that target. That being said, look beyond your immediate target. Maybe going directly after the employer or the client isn't your best bet. A lot of times if you're in a business and you're looking for that client is going to give you immediate reward, but not continued reward. You want a renewable source of networking. So for instance, I'm a real estate attorney. I love to meet with my clients. I love to meet them and bring them into the office and help them achieve their dreams of finding a home. But my client may only buy a house once a year. I recommend, for me, meeting the realtors, meeting the lenders, meeting somebody who may have dozens of clients that I can help and spread my network that way. And don't think you have to be a real estate attorney to do this. If you're a photographer, meet the venue owner. If you're selling widgets, make friends with the person who distributes them, and be sure to thoroughly think and understand your industry or what you're trying to do. If you're a new employee in an industry, understanding your industry fully will make you by far more beneficial, but it'll also help you understand how to strike gold when you're networking. Step two is find a mentor. Hands down, the most important rule. We should have made it rule number one, but you need to find a mentor, and I think everybody needs to have at least 3 mentors. You need to have a peer mentor, you need to have an industry mentor, and a non-industry mentor. Learning does not stop once you graduate and you get your diploma. It's constantly learning for the rest of your career. Mentors will help you achieve that. A peer mentor will help you because maybe they just went through it or they best understand your current situation. An industry mentor has been in your shoes. They have the wisdom to help guide you and open doors that you didn't know were openable yet. And a non-industry mentor will be helpful in the sense that our lives don't revolve around searching for a job. They don't revolve around work. Life happens outside of work, and you're going to need a mentor to talk to about that, and also to stay grounded to know that everything isn't at the office when you leave. The next step is networking in and outside the box. There's so many ways to network. There's so many ways you probably don't even realize. My first tip for networking outside the box is my favorite way to network, and it's just what I call the drop in. Don't be afraid to just stop in at a business, one that you've targeted, to say this will be beneficial to you, whether it's in your community or for your industry. But drop in, introduce yourself, and say, hey. The worst they can do is just say, hey, back, and nothing comes of it. Even better if you can take cookies or donuts, but drop in. And then if you build rapport with those people, drop in periodically. Keep that relationship going. Make friends with these people, and you'll have a connection for life. My second biggest piece of advice for kind of an inside and outside the box networking is join your local chamber. If you're looking for a job, visit your chamber and let them know that you're looking for a job. They may have a resource where they can send out your resume to employers that are chamber members. If you're in an industry already, join the chamber and meet a vast group of business owners and really engage. You're going to open doors that you really didn't know may have even existed. Also consider that there's a wide variety. The opportunities are almost endless for types of networking events. You can go to an industry specific. For me, as an attorney, there's a bar association group, but there's a lot for almost all industries. There's groups of peers that like to get together and share tricks of the trade and network. There are age groups such as young professionals groups, which are great for meeting your peers, and sometimes they bring in experts that are industry or outside of your industry mentors. For your type of business, if you're starting a small business, there's a ton of small business owner networking groups that may benefit you. Consider Facebook groups, consider in-person groups. Like I said, the opportunities are endless. There's no excuse not to be networking. Number 6, know your pitch. Don't just assume that you know yourself, because you really don't know yourself in the eyes of what a potential employer or potential client or networking partner is going to view you. Really get to know your goals and your skills. Be ready to highlight those key points when you're in conversation. If you're having a conversation and they need somebody that can speak Spanish, that's an in for you if you know how to speak Spanish. Be able to highlight those skills. At the very least, I challenge you to have a good 30-second elevator speech ready. And by elevator speech, I mean 30 seconds in which you can hit all of your highlights of what makes you important and why they want to know you. For instance, a lot of times when I'm networking, my elevator speech is, hi, my name is Nolan Perry. I'm an attorney in Fuquay-Varina, North Carolina. I can help you or your clients find or move into their dream home. We also do estate planning, business law. So as your clients are preparing to achieve their dreams, we would love to help. Something short, quick, just like that. Number 7, build your brand. This does not mean for your company, if you're working for a company, or if you started your own small business. This is who you are. It's what you want people to associate with you, so that they trust you. It might be the thing that they find when they Google you. It might be the thing, and they will Google you. Side note, they will search you. They will look at all your social media. But what are they going to find? They're going to find your brand because you've taken the time to build your brand. One of the ways I recommend looking at is go to your Instagram account, look at all the posts you have, and what does it look like? What could somebody gather from you by looking at your Instagram account? My brand, I try to be community-based. It's one of the taglines for our business. But on social media, almost all of my posts are about local businesses or groups. On Instagram, if you see me, it's entirely Fuquay-Varina or Campbell University. And there are few days that go by where somebody does not identify me as an attorney, doesn't identify me as a Campbell alumni, or as a community leader in Fuquay-Varina. Number 8, follow up. Once you get that business card, make sure the next day you're contacting them. Take 20 minutes the next day, email everybody back you met, ask them out for coffee, ask them out for lunch, make sure you kind of bring up some points from that conversation. Number nine, be mindful of what motivates others. People aren't going to be meeting you just because they can. Very rarely does that happen. But what you need to recognize is that you have skills that are important to them. You have a network that's important to them. And that's why they're motivated to talk to you. Number 10, be intentional. When you're emailing people, like I said, follow up with people, but don't do it just because. You need to be intentional. Plan on actually meeting these people. Invite people out to coffee that are actually going to be mutually beneficial. If you say you want to grab coffee with somebody, actually do it. Be intentional. Nothing's going to make them disregard you faster than just being evasive and not being helpful. Finally, my final point is just be aware that you're already in one of the greatest networks that you will possibly find. As a Campbell alumni, you're already in it. In so many fields, there are Campbell alumni across North Carolina that are already working and building the reputation of our alumni and our grads and our school. And those alumni are more than happy to take you under their wing or talk to you, buy you a coffee, and let you know how it is after life in Bowie's Creek. Our alumni office is also a great resource to get you connected with alumni around the globe, either virtually or in person or by email or however it may be. If you're a small business owner, our Orange Own program is great for connecting with other businesses and getting clients. Get plugged in with our alumni office. Go ahead and do it as soon as possible. Make the most of this networking that you're already belonging to. And one final thing I'll say is, I always heard the stories in ancient Rome. Roman citizens could travel anywhere in the world and be protected just by being Roman citizens. And it's kind of similar for us as as fighting camels, because Campbell is so well respected in North Carolina and beyond, that our reputation, we take advantage of that reputation and we're benefited by it. So remember, when you're out there, keep our reputation strong, but make the most of it. Good luck as you continue to thrive and get out there and go Camels.